What is shadow work exactly? So, in the psychological terms, it is a process of healing that was developed by a pretty famous student of Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung. He used archetype system as a way to develop an understanding of the unconscious or subconscious of the human psyche, and dividing certain aspects of the human psyche into these generalized terms, he was able to discern a sort of hidden identity within the human consciousness. It's one in which he referred to as the shadow. Shadow work is the process of integrating that hidden sense of ourself, or what he would qualify as that repressed sense of self, into the conscious and aware and socially accepted sense of self, and then allowing the two to create a whole version of your identity in which you were able to live life more fully, more aware, understanding, and accepting of that truer self. In short, it is the mixing of the good and the bad to make a balanced unison. In many forums of spiritual circles, there is an idea of the shadow work being something that can be demonic, that can be negative, that can lead to a never-ending battle of processing your just turmoil and hardships, because there's just never an end to them within the world we live in. The act of doing so, when you put it in certain ways, can be actually detrimental to the psyche, and can lead to false identities, as well as an ignorance of the self, assuming that you are all of one light or the other, shadow. I think the sense in which shadow work is defined as the unison of the two, not the shadow being equivocal to the amalgamation of the entire subconscious. The shadow, at least in the psychological terms in which it came from, is the one in which it was defined by archetypes. Like I said, created by Sigmund Freud specifically. The shadow, which isn't the amalgamation of the entire subconscious, it is just the aspects of ourselves that we suppress. There are natural parts of ourselves that are subconscious and natural parts of ourselves that are conscious. The amount in which like our psyche is dependent on either or is still up to debate in a lot of ways, like what is the human identity. But in circumstances of what shadow work does, is the one in which you are now recollecting the parts of yourself that you rejected, re-establishing and integrating the parts of yourself that you were told that aren't okay, that you shouldn't have, the things that you shouldn't be. The act of shadow work is you being able to integrate all of the emotional experience with the structured internal value system, and then realizing in which way were you actually supposed to act, in what way would have been best for you, and then in that comparison of that internal sense of value system and the external value system of society, you now integrate that proper teaching of the self, and then accept that teaching, accept that value, and express that emotional baggage that's been just unable to let go of this unfairness, this uncertainty, this betrayal of self in a lot of ways. So I hope this helps, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. If you'd like to, I think that I'm going to be making a video on that sort of positive focus comparative to the shadow work, and trying to explain what it is that you can do to really make those actions to find that balanced middle, and understanding what each action and what each belief system has in correlation to one another. so that that balance can be understood and can be acted on wisely. So, like I said, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Deuces.